And good morning from Churchill Downs. Here we are again on another Kentucky Derby day. Kentucky Derby 143 is about 12 hours and some change away. 143 years of tradition continues at a racetrack that is beautiful even on not so beautiful of a day. Glad you're joining us. I'm Chris Goodman.
And I'm Haley Harmon. Yeah, you know, it's not the greatest weather, not the best weather we've seen in years past, but it's better today than it was yesterday. We were getting poured on. It was so windy and so cold. It's quite cold this morning, but not as bad as we thought it was going to be. And hey, let's not kid ourselves. The weather's not going to keep hundreds of thousands of people from showing up for this. So yeah, as you saw in that piece to start our show this morning, the excitement is already here. And the horses, out doing their morning workouts right behind us, and you're hearing their, hooves on the track. It's just so exciting. So we're excited that you're with us here on LEX 18 News to kick off your Derby day. 143 this morning.
And we're so glad it is not raining right now. The problem is, I think meteorologist Tom Ackerman is going to rain on our parade, so to speak. In fact, he joins us live right here at the track now. Tom, what is the bad news? Let's get it out of the way.
Well, I'll tell you what, Chris, if you had the handy-dandy Storm Tracker weather app on your smartphone like I do, and of course you've got meteorologist Jill Swed back at the station telling me what's happening, you'd see that there's another batch of rain coming in. We've got a nice break this morning, you guys are right. Problem is, just like we talked about this week, there's more rain inbound. We had it all day yesterday on and off. So it's dry out there right now, but I'm thinking by mid to late morning through Louisville and then closer to maybe lunchtime as you get into parts of Lexington and some of our southeastern counties, we got yet another wave of rain tracking our way. Temperature-wise, it's going to be running cool as well. So the Max Track live Doppler shows the rain that's pretty much spreading in across Indiana. I've been keeping an eye on it over the past couple of hours. We've got the chance, in addition to some rain, we could also see maybe some isolated thunderstorms mixed in. I believe we've got the graphics for you back at the station that we can look at to see the radar current situation. Now, by later on today, as that rain tracks east, the good news is it does look like it could taper off close to the big race late this afternoon, this evening. Of course, talking about the Derby here in Louisville. But it's going to be a pretty miserable day. Remember, you can't bring umbrellas. You got to bring a poncho, and you're going to need it again. Even though it's not raining now, it will. And those showers may be on the moderate to heavy side at times. Drying out later on tonight, and temperature-wise, we've got a chill in the air, 40s and even some potential upper 30s out there into tomorrow morning, maybe even a little bit on the frosty side Sunday morning. But at least for today, we should see highs, upper 50s, maybe around 60 degrees in Louisville. And as far as track goes later on today, there's the potential for more rain. So, we're going to be fighting it just like we did yesterday. But again, I'm hoping to break that rain by late this afternoon. Temperature-wise, not just down to the upper 30s tomorrow morning as I was talking about all week, but maybe even getting down close to freezing in spots. So we've got that issue to deal with Sunday morning as well. So as far as the forecast goes, this is clearly not the best weather. If you remember last year's Derby, we were in the 80s. We'll be lucky to hit 60 today with that rain around. By the end of the weekend and the next week, everything clears back out again. It looks beautiful. We've got the sun back out and temperatures back in the 60s and 70s. So we do have better days ahead. And again, if you're heading out to the track, just prepare, much like we had to deal with yesterday, for rain and a bit of a chill. A lot of folks wearing layers, a lot of folks wearing even mud boots out here. Good idea to layer up, because even though you think you get that high around 60, it's not going to be that bad. Between the wind and the rain, you can get chilled pretty quickly. Guys, and I think we learned our lesson with that yesterday.
Isn't that the truth?
We certainly did. We're wearing our rain boots right now.
Yeah, ran into some ladies at the hotel last night. I had on my rain boots, and she was like, "Girl, where did you get those? I've got to get some." And I told her, I was like, anywhere right now, but you're going to be lucky to find some. Lots of people had them on yesterday, kind of a last-minute purchase.
There was a rush even yesterday. People were just getting ready to go. And as we prepare for Kentucky Derby 143, the track, you can just kind of tell it is a special day out here.
It is.
And later on, for all of the more than 100,000 visitors that are going to be out here, the vibrant colors are going to be coming to life.
That's right. One of the things people look forward to and really take in for Derby are the gorgeous flowers. It takes a team of 7 people to make this track come to life with the gorgeous flowers that they put together. Bonnie Campo has a behind-the-scenes look of how they make it come to life.
Other than horses, there's always one thing you can bet on at Churchill Downs. It's just amazing what this crew is able to do, what they do on Derby Day and beyond, and they're experts in their field. So I think a lot of people, even if you're not a huge gardener, or if you are, I think this is going to be right up everyone's alley.
The fragrance and floral design, rare and beautiful. In Kentucky, there's hardly anything like it. In total, Churchill has 147 acres of property, tons of tulips, and groups of gardens sprinkled all over the track. But these blooms began budding just down the street, 12,000 square feet of perfect petal bliss. The grounds horticulture center. In this greenhouse, there are hardly any limits to what groundskeepers can grow.
Every year we try to add new things and try new things. The planting is so specific for Derby. It's really early. So we try to use things that are blooming early and that are cold tolerant.
And with hours to go before Derby 143, if you arrive early, come take a look at some of this green before you cash in at the betting box. Here with your behind-the-scenes look at Churchill Downs, Bonnie Campo, LEX 18 News.
Bonnie, thank you very much. All right, let's talk about what this whole event is about, the actual horse race this evening. 20 horses set to take the field today, but of course, as we know, the odds are constantly changing as the day goes on.
They sure are. And two people, I mean, you can ask any question you want to about any horse out here, and they're going to know it.
That's right.
Dorian Kraft and Alan Cutler join us live out here at the track with a look at those Kentucky Derby 143 odds.
Well, good morning, guys. Kentucky Derby 143. What's this, 142 for you? So you've seen a lot. You've seen all the long shots.
Only 139. Actually, 37th.
Well, then you've seen it all, so we should know what to expect.
Well, we can expect it's changed since basically in the last about 16, 17 years. You know, in the old days, the inside was everything. Since 2000, 9 of the last 17 winners have been from the outside.
Yes.
But when I started, it was like, oh, no, you're on the outside. I can't win. Let's check out the odds. All right, and you see it's kind of interesting. The Always Dreaming wasn't the favorite, and we left yesterday 4-1. The Florida Derby winner is also 4-1.
Let's go ahead and take a look at that next set. Now, Gervin, 21-1. A lot of success coming in, but he's never won away from Fairgrounds, so that'll be something to keep an eye on today.
And can Mike Smith win the Oaks and the Derby? Next group, and this is amazing. Classic Empire was the early favorite, not now, 7-1, and McCracken has moved up to 6-1.
Well, you were talking about the auxiliary gate. Take a look at the 17. Irish Warcry now at 5-1. No one has ever won out of the 17, but Grand Motion not worried about it at all. And you know, he won with Animal Kingdom out of that 16 in 2011, so maybe he knows something that we don't know.
In the last 2 days, more horse people are saying Irish Warcry to me anyway.
That's what Bob Baffert told me the other day. He said Irish Warcry is the hot name on the backside.
Can't go against Baffert.
Can't go against Baffert,
Nope.
especially since he won yesterday. So it's shaping up to be a good one. I'm excited.
Back to you guys.
All righty, thank you very much. Dorian looking gorgeous. Okay, Alan, you look gorgeous too, but I got to point out Dorian looks fabulous this morning. Let's talk about fashion today, because that's another thing that is so Kentucky Derby, and it takes a lot of work to pick out outfits for this event. Hats, the dress, the whole nine.
And the thing that is unfortunate about it is we have to have half of our outfit covered up this morning because it's kind of cold.
For anyone who played our Guess the Dress game, I'm wearing the yellow dress. It's kind of hard to see, but if you picked yellow, you're in.
And we join Angie Bevan right now. She gives us a look at how the ladies prepare for Kentucky Derby 143.
From head to toe, Derby Day outfits are meant to be bold and stand out, but getting it all together can be a process. This year, we ladies at LEX 18 headed over to Dillard's in Fayette Mall to get started. Finding the right dress was the first order of business. Picking through the racks of spring styles, finding the best colors, patterns, and fits. There was a lot to choose from. 2, 3, 4, maybe more dresses later, each of us finally found the one that would work. Nancy went for a beautiful periwinkle blue, a vintage look with modern bell sleeves. Haley's going bold with this sleeveless bright yellow sheath style. And Dia's cool in mint with this elegant dress and notch collar jacket. Claire's floral print dress is a big trend for the spring. You can never go wrong with true blue. And Kylan picked out this bright turquoise mock neck fit and flare. Well, as for me, I went for yellow too, more lemony and with a ruffle neckline. Well, a dress, though, is just a dress. The biggest part of the Derby outfit, what you wear on your head. Milliner Christine A. Moore designs and makes the hats we wear on both Oaks Day and Derby Day. From stylish fascinators to the huge traditional derby hats, we all get something uniquely ours. The Run for the Roses is the most exciting 2 minutes in sports, but we all know it's a whole day and even a whole week-long event. And we think this Kentucky tradition is deserving of putting our best fashion foot forward.
All I can say is I'm just glad to be a man. I don't have to deal with quite all of that stuff.
Yeah, no, it is kind of a hassle. And yeah, Nancy, I think we mentioned on Sunrise this week, Nancy was joking, so we were talking about the weather and how we're going to wear coats like this. And Nancy was like, I work too darn hard on my outfit. It will be seen. So maybe as the day goes on, if it warms up a little bit, I may tough it out and take this coat off for just a little bit.
I'm thinking about it too.
So we'll see.
LEX 18 was proud to team up with Fayette Mall. We did a contest you may be aware of that it's called Guess the Dress. We had you try to guess the dresses that all of the female anchors here at LEX 18 were going to be wearing on this special day.
That's right. We had thousands and thousands of you voting online on our website to guess the dress. Thank you to everybody who entered. It's time to announce our winner.
And she doesn't know yet.
I hope
they haven't let her know. I do too.
Congratulations. As you know, she wins a $500 makeover from Dillard's at Fayette Mall. Drum roll, please. That's right. Okay. Marty Templeman of Frankfurt. Congratulations, Marty. You have won the Guess the Dress contest here at LEX 18 in collaboration with Fayette Mall and Dillard's. $500 makeover from Dillard's. Congratulations, Marty. Thank you to everybody that took part in this game. It was really fun this year to do that and kind of guess what we're going to wear.
Just make sure if somebody knows Marty, maybe give her a call this morning.
Yeah, I hope she's watching.
If she's not, doesn't happen to be up right now.
Yeah, we'll post it online. We'll give her a quick call. But anyway, congratulations. All right, speaking of dressing up, you know who else dresses up for the Derby? All the celebrities that come into town.
That's right. Claire Crouch got to hang out with them. I guess she got to see them.
Yeah, true.
At the big Barnstable Brown Gala, and she joins us right now, with a look at that.
What a night. You know, the weather was chilly, but the red carpet was hot here at the 29th annual Barnstable Brown Gala, one of the most sought after parties all of Derby week.
Now, do you have a horse picked out for tomorrow?
Yeah, Secretariat. Somebody told me he passed away, and I said, when did this happen? Where was I? I'm going for Seabiscuit.
It's been such a crazy ride. So much has happened. I actually got married between the time I was here last year and now here I got married in the summer. So we're here for the first time as husband and wife, and we've been experiencing everything as husband and wife. It's been a lot of fun.
I've only actually been to Derby once, believe it or not. I've always played tournaments in the past, and I just had to skip this year just to come here, and the only other time I was here it rained too, so I'm really hoping that I don't start getting blamed for this.
I left LA this morning. It was beautiful and sunny. I thought I was coming here for beautiful and sunny, but no. But I've been to Louisville before, but never the Derby, so I have to say it's on my bucket list, and I'm super excited to be here.
I've been doing good. It's exciting out here. You know, it's my 17th year being out here, so it's exciting as always. Barnstable Brown Party is always a crowd pleaser and always why I come out here. Obviously, we're raising money for, of course, good cause and everything else for diabetes and stuff like that. So excited.
Everyone really did have such a great time, and there is so much more where that came from. Stick around. We've got more coverage from the 29th annual Barnstable Brown Gala coming up. Back to you.
And Claire looks beautiful.
She does,
doesn't she?
Gorgeous.
And coming up, we are going to test your Kentucky Derby knowledge.
Stick with us, folks. We're back with more coverage of the 143rd Kentucky Derby right after this.
Look at that track, Dorian. With your outfit, aren't you glad you're not walking across the track right now?
I have never been happier in my life to be sitting down on the backside.
Actually, you're standing.
I'm standing
you're so
right now.
I know.
Sitting.
It's unbelievable.
That's why I'm not supposed to be up this early. But and welcome back to Kentucky Derby 143. I am Dorian Kraft alongside Alan Cutler. Well, it never takes long when you are walking through the barns to see a trainer who's at his first Kentucky Derby.
But to be 32 years old and to be a trainer for only 3 years, that is so unusual. What's really cool about Joe Sharp, he's humbled by it, but he's not surprised that he's here. He's unbelievably confident. He has Gervin. Dad trained horses. Mom was an exercise rider. Aunt and uncle breed horses. He's been a jockey's agent, helped with foaling mares, you name it. Joe Sharp has done it.
I wanted to be a jockey as a kid, but saying that, I love the training end of it. Slept with a pair of blinkers.
Joe had to be told about sleeping with the blinkers. He was that young. Carson, his son, is almost 2. Joe sees himself in Carson.
He's unbelievable. I mean, he really, he just is, he's daddy's boy, and he just loves coming with as he rides the arm of the couch. Like, he wants to ride anything he can get his leg over.
They come past the 16th. It's Gervin. Gervin Brian Hernandez Jr. for Joe Sharp. And Gervin has won the TwinSpires.com Louisiana Derby.
The Louisiana Derby, I lost my voice. I mean, they tried to interview me afterwards, and finally, after about the umpteenth person, I'm like, guys, I can't. I literally couldn't speak. So that's good. I mean, that's what you're supposed to lose your voice over.
If it's possible to be humble and very, very confident, that's Joe Sharp. He's not surprised that after only a short time period of being on his own as a trainer, he's already in the Derby. There are two ways you get in the Derby. One, you have a horse, and the second one is a live shot, a horse that can really win. Gervin can really win. Plus, Joe believes Gervin can handle the traffic jams and the bumping that always seems to go on the first Saturday in May.
Winning the Louisiana Derby was what we were supposed to do. We were we were favorite. Pressure was on. So that one was more, to me, was more pressure than the Kentucky Derby. Because the Kentucky Derby's a lot more up to chance with post position and, a full field and things. But having said that, we have a horse that has the ability to handle a lot of adversity, which he's shown, a lot of different situations, and I don't think he's going to be distance limited, and I don't think that he's going to be pendant on pace or trip. So I think that with all that, it gives us a serious shot that if we do get the trip, to win the race.
Coming up at 6:42 this morning, we'll get into the relationship. It's an amazing relationship. Rosie Napravnik was the greatest female jock of all time.
Yes, she was.
She is now the assistant trainer or exercise rider for her husband, and it works. It's crazy.
Not a lot of people could do that.
Could you work with your husband?
Well, considering I don't have one. Talk to my boyfriend in a couple of years. Maybe we'll have this conversation.
There you go.
In a couple derbies.
We better stop this conversation.
All right. Well, we will be right back after this break. Make sure and come back and join us for more LEX 18.
I'm going to tell Chris
Sunrise.
what you said. We'll be back.
Welcome back to LEX 18's all-day coverage of the 143rd running of the Kentucky Derby. We're having some technical difficulties in Louisville right now, but we'll get you back out to Churchill Downs as soon as we can. Well, many of the Kentucky Derby horses put in their final work at Churchill Downs last Friday. At Keeneland, IRAP did the same thing. This is a crash actually from last night on Highway 127. Highway 127 in Frankfort is back open now. This crash happened at 8:30 last night near US 421. Police say pickup truck was heading southbound when it started spinning out of control and crossed into the path of an oncoming semi. That crash hit a third car and caused the semi to flip over the guardrail and into an embankment. While it's still not exactly clear what caused the crash, police say yesterday's rains may have been a factor.
Well, I'm sure the weather has some to do with it, because as you walk on the road, it's very slick, and it's quite a bit of rain early as this was happening.
Police say the driver of the pickup was killed in the crash and the 3 other people were taken to the hospital. We're told the driver of the car suffered serious injuries. Both the semi-driver and the car's passenger were treated for minor injuries. A deadly crash in McCreary County shut down parts of 2 roads overnight. Officials say the crash happened just after midnight at the intersection of US 27 and Kentucky 927. It's not clear exactly what led up to the crash, but we're told 2 people were killed in the 4-car crash. As of now, their names have not been released. US 27 was shut down for about 4 hours overnight and has since reopened. 2 people are dead after a UPS cargo plane crashed near the Kentucky-West Virginia border state line Friday night, and now officials say no distress call was ever made. The plane left Louisville around 6 o'clock on Friday morning, headed to Yeager Airport in West Virginia. NTSB investigators say the plane hit the runway too hard and then skidded off, killing both the pilot and co-pilot. A federal aviation expert says no distress call was made before the plane went off the runway. It's still not clear what caused the crash, but Yeager Airport will remain closed until the damaged runway can be repaired. A Richmond man is facing multiple charges after allegedly kidnapping his roommate's child. According to the Richmond Register, police were called to McDaniel Drive Thursday night after a woman claimed 22-year-old Jason Knight ran off with her child. The woman told police before Knight left he had taken the child from her bathroom and barricaded himself inside. Police were able to convince Knight to come out And we're going to have more LEX 18 news coming up right after this.
And we are back live at Churchill Downs, beautiful Churchill Downs. I mean, and Chris and Haley here. Kentucky Derby 143 coming up, post time 6:46 tonight. Give or take, usually it's give.
Yeah,
20,
usually we give a little bit.
20,
but
30
hey,
minutes from
we've
there.
been here all day. By that point, we'll give a couple of more minutes. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. As you know, every single Monday on Sunrise, Chris and I play Brain Strain, a little trivia game every morning, Monday morning. Today we're playing a special Kentucky Derby edition.
Yeah, I thought we'd do a little something with the Derby horses and the questions, and I get a lot of my questions from a book that is written by a guy from Lexington. It's called Kentucky Derby IQ, and that will be where we get a couple of these questions this morning.
All right, let's get to our very first one. You ready?
All right, I'm ready.
All right, the first question, here comes a big hint for this one. There is a street in Lexington named after this horse. There are a lot, but there is one. In 1919, this horse became the first Triple Crown winner and was winless before taking the Run for the Roses.
The answer, Sir Barton. And by the way, there were two other Kentucky Derby winners besides Sir Barton that never had a win before the Run for the Roses. They were Buchanan back in 1884. We all remember that, of course, Haley.
Of course, that was a great day.
And Broker's Tip in 1933.
Okay, our next question has to do with weather on Derby Day, which is something we're all talking about. The hottest Derby ever was in 1959. What was the high temperature that day?
You know, I can't even imagine 100 degrees in May, but it was still hot on that day, if you can believe it. It was...
The answer,
Yes, thank you.
94 degrees. There
94.
you go.
All right, yes.
Gosh,
so
crazy.
I don't think we have to worry about Kentucky Derby 143 being in the books as the hottest Derby.
No.
That is one thing.
Tom and I are both wearing our gloves this morning.
Right?
So.
Yeah, I know. I've got them ready too.
Yeah. All right, stick with us, folks. We do have to take a short break. More coverage from Kentucky Derby 143 live at Churchill Downs right after this.
You're watching LEX 18's exclusive coverage of the Kentucky Derby live from Churchill Downs.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back live at Churchill Downs for Kentucky Derby 143. It is a brisk morning here at the track, but it's going to be a great day. So many people expected to head out here in the next little bit. But weather, of course, one of the big things on people's minds this year.
Something you probably don't want to hear. Yesterday was the coldest Oaks Day in 56 years.
56 years.
Yeah,
it felt
was,
like it.
Oh, it was very cold out
was.
here. So dress in layers, perhaps, if you're coming out to Kentucky Derby today. Let's get the latest now on the forecast. We might get wet too, and remember, you cannot have umbrellas here at Churchill Downs. You have to bring a poncho, something like that. Meteorologist Tom Ackerman joins us now right here at the track.
Yeah, and we saw ponchos, we saw mud boots yesterday. Chris and I both bought mud boots at a local store when we got here yesterday, just because of the rain and, of course, the chill that was in the air. Now, today, at least early on for the Derby forecast, it's not as bad. It hasn't been raining. It's dry. I mean, it's cold out here. But problem is, there's rain on the move. Been tracking a round of it coming across Indiana this morning. It's just knocking on Louisville's door. It'll take a little longer to get into Lexington, but just know that we've got rain on the move. And the potential's there for some showers, some heavier rain, and maybe, just maybe, into the latter part of the morning and early afternoon, an embedded thunderstorm, maybe a rumble of thunder there. So as far as the forecast is concerned, we've got that rain chance in again today. I'm hoping to clear a lot of it out before we get to the actual Derby. The races that go on through the day, they're going to be wet. There's not a whole lot we can do about that, and the rain will spread through the morning and then start to wrap by hopefully mid-afternoon. The future track giving hints at that, so we may get lucky by late today, but if you're out here anytime between, say, 8 o'clock this morning and through mid-afternoon at Churchill, odds are you're going to get wet. So, layer it up. Temperatures are on the chilly side. We'll see highs more than likely around 60 degrees, which means you spend much of the day much cooler than that. So those layers, along with whatever rain gear you can bring out here, of course, umbrellas prohibited. Now, we're going to see a pretty cold Sunday morning as well. We've got the potential for some patchy frost and even a little bit of a freeze out there into tomorrow morning. So if you're an early season green thumb, I know I've talked to some folks that already have plants in, take precautions for that. The 8-day forecast will show that we've got temperatures really warming up. Once we get beyond today, the sun's back out. Sunday is not bad. Next week looks beautiful. We do see rain chances starting to rise again, but Short-term stuff, if you're coming out to Churchill, if you're maybe going to go to Keeneland later on today in Lexington, the rain's setting in this morning. It will be here in Louisville, maybe closer to mid to late morning as you get into the Lexington area. But just know we've got these showers on the way. So we're all geared up. Haley, Chris, myself, everybody else that's out here, Alan and Dorian. Got the jackets, got the gloves. You're going to want it if you're headed out here.
Yeah, we toughed it out, Tom, for like the first 30 minutes. We didn't have our gloves on, but we decided, okay, we need them, just like you're wearing them, too.
That's exactly right. Yeah, you want to be fashionable, but you got to be smart, too. So if you weren't planning on bringing a jacket, just get with the program. Go ahead and do it. You're not going to look out of the ordinary. Everybody has on their dress clothes, but,
not everybody. There'll be
too.
people in tank tops out here later today,
Well,
believe it or not, probably.
Those people are not our kind. Okay, so let's talk Barnstable Brown. The annual Barnstable Brown Gala was last night. It is the premier Kentucky Derby Eve party. Celebrities head out to this every single year.
And celebrities get dressed to the nines, and our very own Claire Crouch dressed to the nines for the Barnstable Brown Gala. It's been going on for more than 30 years, and she joins us right now with a look at some of the celebrities.
Hollywood has nothing on Louisville this week, and right here at the 29th Annual Barnstable Brown Gala is the center of it all. The stars were out for one of Derby Week's biggest parties.
Oh, I'm going to let it all wash over me. You know, my brother and his wife, Wendy, are here, Bo and Wendy, so that's going to be fun to connect with them.
This is the one event we look forward to the most every year. So she always dreamed about coming, so we've been here 3 years in a row, so here we are.
I mean, I'm excited. Obviously, the race is going to be exciting, but my friend Bob Costas is here, so I'm excited to see him. But I just like to look at what everybody's wearing. Is that really shallow?
Well, the Barnstables are great people, and then just this whole environment's fun to be around. I bring in different guys every year, so Randall and I obviously are really close. We try and add a couple new guys to the mix every year, but there's about 5 kind of mainstays. I got 4 offensive linemen with me. I got Kavi. I got a new linebacker his first year with us. So it's fun. I mean, the guys love it, especially tomorrow when my old Kentucky home gets sung. And, you know, the build-up to the Derby is pretty special.
And from A-list actors to sports stars and musicians, there are so many more celebs who are out here at the party. We've got a recap all day long right here on LEX 18. Back to you.
Thank you. When I tell you I would give up this coat, gloves, Under Armour, everything to have been Claire last night. Did you see those celebrities she got to talk to?
Jeff Bridges. It would be very cool to be able to meet him.
She has the best job this week. All righty, Claire, thank you very much. All right, for the past 30 years, Kroger has supplied the Kentucky Derby's annual Garland of Roses.
Yep, out in Middletown they do it. It's been a tradition. I have to double check this. 1896
crazy
is how long this tradition goes back to. Big responsibility for those putting together the iconic flowers, and it starts all the way in Columbia. Bonnie Campo takes a look at the journey of the Garland of Roses.
In just a few hours, a police transport will bring the famed garland here right to Churchill Downs, but the real work started yesterday afternoon at the Middletown Kroger. It's a tradition dating back decades, thousands crowding in together to watch employees make this year's history.
Actually, 465 roses goes into the Garland of Roses. But the little bit of trivia is, the reason we say approximately is because in the midsection of the garland is a crown of roses. And depending on how many thoroughbreds that are racing in the actual Derby, that's how many roses are inserted into the crown.
In total, Belser says Kroger orders over 7,000 Freedom Roses, and they're spread all throughout Churchill.
At 4 o'clock in the morning, Derby morning, we're out in the winter circle. We're putting in 3,000 roses out there in the winter circle while everyone is asleep.
And while we may not know the winner of Derby 143 just yet, we know when that horse crosses the finish line, a welcome and well-deserved victory wrapped in roses awaits. With your behind-the-scenes look of Derby 143, back to you.
Bonnie Campo, thank you so much. You know, a little trivia here. The favorite has won the Kentucky Derby for the last 4 years.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, I'm thinking, I don't know. I think we're due a long shot.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's really exciting when the favorite wins because there's been all the build-up, and it's nice to see it come to fruition.
Exactly.
But it's also really exciting when it's someone that you're like, I don't know. So
right. I think I'm going to pick
so
one of those
excited.
horses this year.
Okay. All righty. Let's get you back over to Alan Cutler and Dorian Kraft this morning. They join us live here from the track as well. Hey, guys.
Well, hey, guys. Not every married couple can make it work, but for somehow Rosie Napravnik and Joe Sharp, They do a great job of it.
Spectacular, actually. We'll have that next.